you could take your Doom here. You set everyone up down here, or you set up here, or you set over here, but you have someone down here or over here so that a ball can do a rollout, and then that whoever's down here where the ball is going to be pushing them out is called a catcher, and you're catching them off the drop, off the boop to punish them from the boop. That's another strategy that's really popular. So if you have a Reaper down here, the ball goes through here, maybe they get booped off of here, or if you can take more space and they get booped down here as Reaper and you catch them, they have to commit to that. And you have a fair here to even furthermore block all of this, and then you can take high ground control pretty easily because they have to help whoever got booped off. And then you have high ground as dive, which is pretty big.
Okay, so
So
what beats you
a catcher roll is
just force them off the high ground, and then
yeah.
fucking your Pharah's main, so she's spamming them, and then you just
you have a lot of boop options here.
And then and then like he said, people can come through the door and just take high ground, aka your Ana, like if Chief's on that high ground, he can get antis and heals on you. When I was watching from Chief's perspective, he was just standing main, and both of you guys would like dive behind an Orisa and Ryan, and there's just 2 shields, and he can't heal you.
Yeah.
So I honestly feel like dive would be like your guys' strongest comp considering your hero pool.
If you just refine it and just be conscious of what you're playing into, because double shield, LOS is a lot of things. It's at least it's not Sigma, so you can't have a Sigma just LOS a healer. Thank God.
Right.
But even then, you didn't take advantage of that. And then again, the dive, it's very map dependent. Like this, there's a lot of high ground, so if you can put them off the high ground and catch them, it's really advantageous. So now it's in play a bit. I don't think you guys have cooldowns here. That's a problem.
I'm ready, I think, for follow-up, but then I'm
so
like
you
kind of
jump
caught.
Yeah, you jump
Look at
in.
you right now. You don't have any heals right now. You
No.
guys both jumped in with no heals. I remember this Killua doesn't heal you at all here because he just doesn't. I mean, not Killua. I'm sorry. Chief doesn't heal you at all here. He doesn't make it in time or something. Or
you get the Doom.
Is he not right?
Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, Ruru starts just popping off. He gets like a bunch of kills, but the Pharah is pretty free there. You know what I mean? Like, there's no hit scans or anything. So while he's doing whatever, you guys should have been going on the healers. To be honest, once you force them to the point, you should have been diving on healers.
See, I just feel like this is really. What do I say? I'm not like disagreeing with you in this sense, right? Just that you.
I know you have to follow up on Grant, dude. I was watching his stuff. He wasn't slamming the right people, so it's kind of unfortunate that he's not here.
So yeah, they've all. Well, go on. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So here's my thing, like, cause I know like these 2 healers specifically, it's really rough because Lucio's just gonna wall right away. Like this is what I'm thinking, right? If I'm gonna pick a target, I see Lucio, right? And then I'm just gonna assume, like, if I take him, he's just gonna wall right away or boop me away, and then I'm just gonna get cucked, right?
I mean, maybe, but not if he's slammed in the middle of the air. Like, you have the time gap to get there and kill him with, I mean, like, if a monkey jumps on someone and hits his stomp, plus melee, plus zapping him after, and Grant, like, using his combo also, you're definitely going to be able to kill one squishy.
Yeah,
it's like super strong against any healer.
You'll do, if you go in together and time it correctly, slam does 100 damage. Jump does what, 50?
I'm not sure.
Jump does 50 with the melee, 80 with the zap afterwards. You're looking at like over 250 damage per second in a single second.
Yeah, like it's actually very strong.
So you have playing dive, you have to plan what you're gonna do. So you take the scout, like I said, you scout what's going on, and the first fight you figure out their default, so you know the next fight if you lose that they'll play up top again. So you figure out a plan for that. You have you go under here, play catcher role, have the Pharah up here, the Reaper down here, come around, and then you all converge at the same time. And it's very difficult for them because you're coming from A, B, and C, and a lot of the times, especially at a lower SR team, they're going to be completely flustered and crumble from this.
Okay, so here's what I think.
And then you... Sorry.
You're good. Like, I understand completely. Like, you scout, and like we can probably make the engage happen. Like, I don't doubt that, right? Maybe he wasn't doing so good here, we've made dive happen before.
Right.
But here, I feel like, especially with their DPS, I feel like it gets very sort of. I don't want to. How do I say it? Like sort of like messy, right?
Well,
Because now
so you
you've
look
got
at so you look at their comp.
right,
Orisa, double shield. These tanks, they do very, very little damage against dive.
these
Because
two.
dive is the tanks here, they're not that strong against dive. Rhine is it's So you understand that your two biggest threats into dive is Doom and Reaper.
Right.
And with that being said, you generally speaking around a comp like this where they don't have there's literally zero CC here except for Doom
And pull.
and Pull, but it's so
Maybe poop.
with
I
this
guess.
being said, if I were you, I would force out the Reaper, dive on him, force out his CC
Mm.
because generally speaking, his Reaper is going to be with his team. Be just accentuate on the Reaper. He uses Wraith automatically, and then you get that out of the way because dive is not very good at a prolonged fights. So when you're diving in, you don't want to give them anything free. So if you dive on him, or if you don't dive in on him, he just comes in, shoots. If he gets low, he wraiths. If you dive on him, because it's
Cooldowns, right?
inevitable. The Reaper will be there. So and
Right.
you want to get rid of their strong abilities. Same with Doom. If you dive on him early, it's hard for him to get value. Things like this. So you have to look at your biggest threats and take them out first or hinder them first. So you're fighting the point here.
I don't know where even am I? I think I'm dead.
You died to the Reaper.
Um,
And so you traded Reapers, or you got your Reaper, but you traded it for a Moira. Orisa used gold. Chief dropped. It's a good drop. Reaper was pushing him. Not sure what the boop is for, but you're checking him. And they're just kind of restarting here.
I tried
So
to
you,
follow up, so I
no,
knew
that's
this
fine.
would
That's
be.
good. Go in with your tank at the same time. It's good. You're LOSing from their Moira that's not there. This Rhine, that's a feed charge, but he got lucky and he pulled him in. So right here, you lost your ball. And right now, your positioning is very strong. Your positioning is very, very strong here. You're forced them into the choke.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Like, whenever you're diving, it's all about like priority, like target
Right.
priority, because
Yeah.
there's always going to be someone without cooldowns or someone who's out of position. You need to like prioritize on your enemy's mistakes. Like, they're going to be out of position, and that's when you take advantage of it because you can close the gap.
In a situation like this, when the fight is it's like an endgame fight, you've taken a point, now you're defending it, sort of deal. You have at this point in the game, it's very independent, mechanically focused. Like for this Doom Anna, essentially. If Chief was here, I would let him know to maybe try to rotate up to the high ground.
Yeah.
The Farah checking main, that's fine. Holding point, that's fine. Lucio is here. If he he does jump in, but you respond to the Doomfist, which is it's fine, but you give up your presence as tank, but your team here makes up for it, which is probably by accident. You generally speaking, you shouldn't take the 1v1, seeing how low you are. You probably could have killed the Lucio, recognized that he came in and was feeding. This is a great barrage. So this Doom coming out of alt near full.
Cancels
So
rights.
that should be a free kill there though.
I think it took too long. No, get out.
Oh my god.
Actually, fucking
please.
get out. I'm not gonna fucking hear today. I'm legit not gonna fucking hear today.
So right now, this is a clean kill. You guys are coming back. This is fine. Cleaning up.
Oh, it's a big no coming up.
You won the point. It took you about a minute and a half, but that's all right. They're actually trying. So with that being said, if so I don't think they would do that considering your positional advantage, but I guess they have numbers here. So if you want to do that, make sure you just focus everything here.
I think we end up losing.
We fucked up real bad here.
So so let's see why. So yeah, that first point, you won the point, but you don't want to just look away and Accept the
Yeah.
fact you just want to solidify, hunker down, watch choke.
Right.
They're
and I-
using
At 4
they switch to
oats.
Also,
Ash. They use beat Reaper ult. You
Yeah, I
guys have
think
no
we-
ults here.
yeah, it's just really rough.
So yeah, this
I think
Lucio
also
is
got-
getting a lot of value for free. He's always like back when he came through here and then he came and touched first, he should have died every single time.
But I mean, you also all need to be like, I don't know, like what your comms are like if you guys are calling targets here and stuff, because people are just shooting different things. You need to be using.
Yeah,
you
we
need to be shooting
weren't.
safe things, to be honest. Especially your Pharah.
Yeah, we weren't calling anything at this
Yeah.
point.
So-
I remember.
So at this point, you just want to get out. Oh, you'll take some damage. You're not winning this fight. There's no point in fighting it here. Just get out, get alt charge.
If you have damage boosted Pharah rockets directing like what you're about to dive, it puts on so much pressure on them, and it makes you a lot stronger and a lot less likely to die because of like the incoming spam.
Hmm.
Like, your tank's gonna get chunked down so much, and what it need, like, I don't know, Chief to be in the perfect position the entire time.
You have no say.
Like, I don't know, things are being
You have
focused
no
together.
say.
Who the fuck is
I'm just
that?
saying, people are just like,
That's his sister and his fucking dad.
God damn it.
yeah, sorry, I told them to shut up, but you know, they don't listen. I don't have my.
It's all good, bro.
So
Yeah,
now you guys are running it back. They have both tank ults. Now, if you guys were alt tracking, you would understand that they have both tank ults and what they use and what they didn't use. They switched to Ash, so they'll have Coalescence and both tank ults. You're all close to your. You'll have both your DPS ults and Nano this fight. So these guys here are so out of position. It's ridiculous. They should not be playing here. They're not. They're the reason why they shouldn't be playing in here is because they don't have any ults here. All three of these players have 0 ults, and their backup is all the way on the other platform. So you should realize this and you should dive this. But you guys, again, so you're kind of scouting. Anna, this is very
It's dangerous. It's really
it's
dangerous.
so yeah. So you guys fuck up here and you go on the tanks. You should have taken this all day long. This is so free.
Right.
If you had scouted this and realized and alt tracking all that kind of shit, and you just taken a little slower, you would have realized that these three were that's literally a free team fight. That's so free.
I think I had called it to Rue. I was like, "Oh, Ash is by herself, right side," but I didn't like make a call for the like the whole team, which is like on me. I should have told everyone like, because I saw her. She's like by herself. I'm like, Rue, like we can shoot over here, but I should have called it for like everyone.
Yeah, I mean, Grant and Speeder and Chief should be calling like the most, to be honest.
So who's the IGL?
It should be the tanks, dude.
Is it you, Scooter? Are you IGL?
It's so I
It
get
sounds
I
like
like
you are. So
would
as
be
an
me.
IGL, as a main tank IGL, you concentrate on alt tracking, on positioning, how teams position, and because if and then the whole scouting thing, make sure you do that. Just make sure that the team is doing what they should be doing. Keep them.
Yeah, you
keep
all
them
need to be all
focused.
tracking though. Everybody
Keep
all
them-
track.
Keep them focused. Because if you were doing serious alt tracking here, you like this fight would have been over before it even started. You would have just all dived on here. They couldn't do anything. They have a Lucio over here. They can't speed them back here. It's free. They would have maybe used Coach Gun, but it doesn't matter. You have enough time to jump on them before they rotate, and they'd have to get off high ground, and then you're up here still, unless you chase. So you go in with the Reaper ult. Like you get the pick on the Reaper, which is good, and the Lucio. So yeah, this is fine. You won the fight. So, how? I'm not sure, but probably because they were split 3-3.
Yeah, they messed up there, and that's literally you took advantage of what
Yeah.
you couldn't take advantage before.
Yeah. But it worked.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah, you wouldn't have to use any really ults at all if you just took those through. It's just realizing your possibilities here. So you switch to double shield Hanzo Reaper. They switch to Ryan Diva. And if I remember, this Diva was giving a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. This Diva is giving us a ton of problems.
So let's so we're gonna micro manage this Diva here. especially because this is they'll probably run this again with the diva. So initially they've already wasted they've wasted Matrix, they've wasted Rockets, they've wasted Dynamite. Their Ryan, it's kind of his positioning's shit here. So you don't have a Lucio here, but that's all right. You're still or you should have switched from Mercy. You should switch to Lucio after Valk. So Valking here, you guys should play very aggressive here since she has no DM and no missiles.
So just like
And
a
then they use
side note, I guess, like whenever like you see this like big anti, right?
Mhm.
Usually, naturally, I'd want to capitalize, but because we don't have a Lucio or maybe like not even enough resources, so by the time I even get there, it's just like I'm like either half health or I can't be pulled up to full, and by the time
Okay.
I even get there, they're just gone, right? So I
All
feel
right.
like a lot of the time, a lot of
We'll
our
see.
fights, we'd
Yeah.
have like good like openings. Like this is a
Uh
big opening,
huh.
but I can't take advantage of this.
All right. So let's see. So if they do back out, you at this point, do you know if he has shatter? Did you know at all? Were you keeping track of that?
I
I
don't think
can't.
You
I feel
do
like
know.
it was
it
really
Well,
wasn't
messy,
called.
so I
It
don't think
wasn't
so.
called.
so yeah. Okay. So this right here at this point in time, you nano Ryan and you swing on this and you just keep these guys will have to commit if they want their Ryan alive. Both of their healers are here. You split them off with maybe a shield here and you just nano your Ryan and that's all free as long as you don't get shattered. If you were
Wait, then who
so
got that?
you do yep.
Okay.
He should have died. You shouldn't be swinging. I don't know. You should have swung there. You're nanoed full HP. There's nothing that can chalk you.
You're right. Yeah, that one I'll take.
So you're down Orisa, which you can res if you take space here, which you are. Nice block. That's unlucky. So
it's
now
like,
you're down 2. You use both support alts.
and now it's well, I'm
So their
dead. I'm
diva,
pinned. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
pinned. It's over.
that's unlucky.
I don't
But at
know.
this
Like,
point, you guys are winning because Pikai popped off here, and you guys are winning. You get back. You switch to Moira. You go
Oh
Lucio.
yeah. So question.
Yeah.
I fucked up there. I was like, should I go Lucio now, or do I stay, or do I switch to like double main heal? Because I know like someone had called out like, oh, we need more sustain. So this entire first point, I felt like I threw because I was just
I
like
don't.
on the
I don't
fence of
think it's.
what to
I
do.
don't think it's the sustain problem. I don't think it's the
Okay.
sustain.
Yeah. And then I also had a question on how do you guys feel about Ash? Because I can understand like Ash first point defense, right? Like you spam with like a mercy pocket.
You can get
But like,
everywhere around with Ash. Second
but
point, Ash.
uh
Ash on this map, she's strong. She's viable. Is she the strongest in a meta scenario? Probably not.
because I always think like, wouldn't Widow just be a better all around pick? Because then I can
Widow is
just go
better than Ash
Lucio.
in pretty much every single scenario. But Widow on this map, you very rarely ever see her unless it's third point. It's
Mm-hmm.
still you can abuse teams that don't know how to play around it. So at this point, whenever you see a Lucio,
Yeah,
just go Lucio.
yeah, for
Match
sure.
them. The
I've
Anna
yeah.
Lucio way stronger than Moira Lucio. You have the antis. They can't clear anything here. The only thing they could do is try to eat the anti.
Mm-hmm.
So you would you would manage the diva. You would definitely diva's your biggest manage. You call her out on
For
all of her
sure.
cooldowns and you
Yeah.
abuse the diva.
I feel like
So
I made the
that's
wrong
on me
call
there. Yeah.
during the fight because I think maybe like especially when everything's like kind of going wrong and kind of I guess messy and sloppy because once again we haven't really discussed a
Hmm.
lot and comms were kind of dead. So
Okay, so yeah, you gotta yeah, that's a whole different story. But for here,
Mm-hmm.
you need to realize that this is a one fight. This is they have no
yeah,
Lucio and
Ryan's
no
pinned.
Ryan. This is a one fight. You have spawn here. You go Lucio. You take space while you go Lucio and bring your Ryan back, and you push cart. And if they try to
Mm-hmm.
fight, then because they're backing up because they've lost this fight. You could have took more space here, but that's all right.
Yeah, that's on me. I got you.
So yeah, they're backing up because you won the fight. Their Ash should die here. Yep,
Yeah, I don't think so.
she did.
Ooh,
Grant got her.
yeah,
So now they're
shit.
back. They're still down. They're down 1. You guys are all back. Their Lucio's anti. Can you capitalize on it? No. So the diva dives here. The diva on her
She gets it.
Hanzo.
Yeah,
She
this
kills
was
Ruru?
something. Yeah,
Okay.
this is
So
something we wanted to actually. We called this actually. We knew she was going up to him, but then we
Mhm.
had nothing to, I guess, really help him.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
was
another
that
reason
more of
why you
a
would rather have a Lucio instead of Nomura. Because
that
he
okay,
more
can
of a
go up
so
there and
with
help.
position?
okay, so
Mm-hmm.
this is mechanically speaking. If you're gonna get died by someone and you keep position where your healers are, say Hanzo's here, Diva dies here. You want to rotate so you get your back to your healers. You'll stay alive that way. That's what you want to do. You have to be conscious of your positioning of your like that. That'll save you so many more times than you think. If you're getting dived and you just know where your healers are and you try to worm your way to where you have LOS and you're not getting body blocked by the Diva. And furthermore speaking, if you if she does have if she made what she would have done if she was smart, she would have dove without matrix or with matrix kind of for or actually would have dove without matrix, sorry, without using missiles, and she would have waited till she was up here to missile and matrix you so that she would also be eating the heals at the same time more, but then you could have jumped out more and maybe that would have got her out of the range. It's a bunch of different so she's still up here, she can't really do anything from here.
Now I feel like she's gonna check our healers and sort of check
I don't
me
know.
because
So
now
she's on point now, which is fine. You guys are winning here.
Reaper is what really I think this is where I get really scared because the Reaper's here and there's like 2 tanks in front of me. So
So yeah, you got the diva down. You just wait. You're nated, so you can just
pretty
you have
much
to
I think
back
I'll
up
back.
here.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because that was probably the weakest they've been. But we also have to realize they had beat. So are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording.
Me no.
Okay.
So you're going into this. They have bomb. They'll have shatter. Both DPS. No support alts. You guys are coming up on both support alts. You have bongo. So you use walls here. It's a little bit early, but it's nothing serious. It's walls.
I think it's just for scouting. I guess I'm not really.
Yeah. So you're this anti. If Chief was here, like you looking for early antis is fine if you're in a position to capitalize on the antis. Right here, all you're doing, you're just wasting your arguably the biggest piece of your kit. It's fine. The fight will develop. When the fight develops, you'll probably have it back. Unless if they were a seriously coordinated team, they'd speed boost and walk on you right now without the anti.
Like the biggest problem in this sort of was that I don't know. Maybe it was like the lack of speed here was probably like one of the reasons we really just couldn't do much.
Probably,
Because
yeah.
our
And
Yeah.
units were really
so
rough both
positioning
times.
wise here, this is a problem. Your chief is LOSing himself. Grant isn't up with you to be able to trade with you in case you get super low, or and then more like right here is fine. You have I think Widow's top here, yeah, and then Tracer in their back line, I think.
Go ahead, take a look.
No, Tracer up here. I'll come in with you. Okay, that's fine. You guys aren't waiting. You're developing the fight a little bit early. So you get bobbed. Chief isn't here to sleep it early. It kind of
Wait,
fucks you up
he
here.
sleeps someone else. Look. Look who
Oh,
he slept.
he slept 9. That's a good sleep actually. My bad.
But now I'm stuck. That's the
So now
problem.
you're stuck. Grant again.
No, I mean you still should have
shielded-
just shielded bomb though.
Yeah.
Like you could still just take the damage, because
Yeah.
Chief's still alive. Like, you can
Chief
just
had
lay out.
nano. Grant threw his shield on him. He didn't throw it up more. Maybe you could have rotated behind it. Maybe you
Yeah.
could have
Grant needs
danced.
to be putting his shields further up, because like
He's playing a very selfish Orisa.
yeah, but another thing is like his shield needs to be for you, like with the comp you're running. It needs to be for you because you're in the front. Like playing a little bit more brawly than he is. It's just the nature of the heroes, but I don't know. It just
Yeah,
needs to be a
Ryan,
little bit
yeah, Ryan and Orisa is it's very hard to play on the same level because Orisa you want to stay away, Ryan you want to be in. You have to be on the same page.
I mean, it makes sense. Like whenever you're playing passive as a team, you play back Grant shield. Whenever you're playing aggressive, Grant throws his shield a little bit further, so then Speeder can use it to his advantage.
They waste Reaper ult. That's fine. They're cleaning up on you. You guys only used So again, time bank. Yeah, you guys kind of you guys fucked up there. You guys fucked up.
Think we touch? I don't.
If you touch, it's probably an L. You guys have alt advantage, but you're flustered here. You're just struggling to touch. You do touch. You touch early, so you kind of.
To be honest, I don't think you guys are playing
together.
Well, I mean, you guys aren't playing well, obviously, at all.
No.
But this is not. You could be playing so much better than this.
Nano
Cole, just some coordination. I don't know why Chief didn't ult you there, Speeder, that last fight. Just little things.
I think it's just sort of I think the first fight was real, or the first sort of point was really
because
this.
When he went for the sleep, it's a good sleep if you have Shatter.
Exactly.
But you didn't have Shatter, so don't bother.
I mean, it's less about all these little things because they weren't really playing well. I mean, you guys just need to you need to be making sure you're actually engaged and you want it. You need to have comms and be focused on ult tracking and all these other things because whenever you're playing I don't know teams
you guys are definitely
if the other team is more coordinated and has better comms and stuff, they have such a better advantage.
You guys
especially
are definitely
if dive into them.
in this first round. You guys were definitely playing more solo queue style. You weren't. I haven't seen a single combo set up yet. I haven't seen any pull
fire strike. Yeah.
Pull fire strikes, pull bombs, nothing like that. And they land a huge shatter because there's no shield.
It sort of just devolved, right? So it went from the beginning, which was sort of here's everything, right? Because we've done pull fire strikes.
This is a big reality check. You guys are realizing that teams that actually want this will put up a challenge. You guys can't just call it. You can't be like CV and just not practice at all. So you guys are. This is a reality check.
And we kind of knew, to be honest, for partially because there was another team that was similar to this, right? That's in the other group.
At the same time, you didn't treat it like that. Let's be honest.
Exactly. You're right.
So at this point, you realize this isn't as easy as you thought. Now you have to focus up.
I feel like just the whole sort of everything kind of goes to shit, right? Until the very last map. But even then,
we had a solid defense here.
On this.
First point at least. Yeah.
They got it on their last 2 pushes or some shit.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not. I just can't. I can't remember.
So
it's kind of just really bad.
Ryan Zarya here. That's tricky. That's tricky, Dicky.
This might have been my call because I'm not entirely sure, but
because Ryan Zarya here is
rough.
Just don't play Ryan Zarya first point.
Oh.
What was that? That was Vish.
Good.
Yeah.
So yeah, just don't play Ryan Zarya and Numbani first point ever. It's not worth it.
So what should we do then?
Anything with maneuverability and verticality. So the main thing I see people run is Winston Diva, Ball Diva is generally speaking in the high SR. First point is all about rotations and maneuverability. Defense wise, you could hunker down if you wanted, but Zarya especially with no Lucio, this first point is going to be a mess, and I can already tell.
Which makes sense, right? Because we can't really. They have a lot.
Yeah.
Wait, I remember. This is bad because our positioning was I think we check right? But then we get caught.
I'm just saying also, it's really unfortunate that like neither of you play Diva much because it would be super strong to what they're playing, and on this map in particular, you can just take and contest high ground so easy. You can eat Moira orbs and just like help
I mean, I could
your fucking
play,
grind.
but I'm not like fucking master, like super high masters. Like I'd probably be
Yeah, I know
more
it's not like
Yeah.
I know you both can play, but like you're not familiar. I mean, not necessarily not familiar. You just don't play it as much as the other heroes, so it's not gonna be one of your stronger heroes.
Yeah. So when you guys say that you held pretty well here, I'm gonna guess that's on the fact that you're mechanically more better than them, and that's why you held for so long out of pure just player difference.
To be honest, I
So
thought it
they're
got
running
worse.
the same Reaper Doom thing. They're gonna take high ground from you.
You guys are a little far up.
Yeah,
considering
that's
your speed
You
boost.
guys are
mistake happens.
way far up. So yeah, that's
Oh.
your
that's
first
literally
problem. If
Wait, you won this fight? Let's just
Yeah,
watch
they
it.
didn't lose right here.
We know what happened. Let's just watch.
Yeah, I
so
remember. I
they've
thought we
already
would've-
taken high ground. That's like you guys won this. Yeah,
Yes.
like I said, mechanical difference.
See, I don't know
So-
what they're doing. I mean, they got the kill on Chief. Okay, now they're going point. That was
We took the long way.
questionable.
That's a good
Doom
bubble.
Instant, very good bubble.
Mechanics.
Grant on the Zarya is very solid. I won't lie.
Yeah.
True.
So again, that's why you're winning this out of straight. You're better as players. You're better as a team. I think they might be a little better right now.
Yeah, you literally made 2 mistakes and they still lost.
So yeah, again, when if you're going to be checking like this without a Lucio, you need to understand that. And if as soon as you see that kind of comp with a Lucio, you get the fuck out automatically.
I mean, where were you guys even standing? Like, were you not on the staircase? Because I usually just fire strike.
I think I was.
They were at the door and checking. I just think they
Dude,
were
I don't
slow.
I don't get how you guys get run over there. Because like I just fire strike and run back. To be honest.
You just have to get out of there as soon as you see something like that. So now you know what they're running.
I don't think. I think I waited a little bit.
Oh, Grant was probably like, yeah, let me get some charge, and then they just ran you over with speed boost because they definitely didn't speed out of spawn. They saw you and you speed boost.
I think here I kind of like make
So,
a mistake here.
What you don't want to do is walk into them. Just please don't do that.
Yeah, because they just their brawl is
Okay,
better.
you're letting them out. That's good because you have the Ash here with the damage boost. You want to do that.
I didn't.
Rude
You didn't want to
Grant.
drop though. You could have stayed on high ground. You could have.
I didn't mean to walk here. I wanted to jump back and then pin, right? Because I knew that would have been semi-safe. Because I knew the Doom also like punched in already.
No.
So
Okay, yeah.
I was like,
if you notice the Doom punch, then yeah, it's definitely a play.
If they drop, that's good for you. If they don't drop, then there's.
Why would that be good? If they
drop, then
they don't have high ground, and then your Ash is farming on them.
Yeah, if their tanks drop with damage boosted Ash, that's free right there. That was a big combo. Again, it was probably an accidental combo. Usually, how those kind of things are, but you're just mechanically better.
Yeah. So in the situation that the team, like, if
you
their team
hit a nade firebomb, a nade dynamite.
Yeah, but if their team like would have played this better, their diva would have gone main, gone on your Ash, and their team would have rotated their high ground and dropped on point. And in that time, your Ash would have had Matrix interface, and they wouldn't have had all that Ash dynamite on them and stuff. So
and
they messed that up
for Chief, dude. He got hit
I
with the
don't
same
know
move
if you need to
twice.
res here.
I mean, I would. He was in Valk anyway. Isn't it shorter because of Valk?
No, it's the same.
No, it's the same, but it's
20 seconds.
You might as well because you're harder to move when you're in Valk.
You might as well because they're already regrouped. So
yeah, and like it's safe. It's safest to res when you're in Valk. So like,
they're a little split pushing in right now. So
we're also split here.
I mean, your Ash is in the right position. Like I said, the diva is gonna contest her. You guys should have had already dropped a point because they're not coming high ground, so there's no point in you being in that position. You're not like a sniper.
You won't do anything from here. No, you won't do anything.
You wanted to be on point here. I'm not sure if Chief is back yet, but if he is, he's gonna be peeking main. So yeah, you should definitely be on point.
Back yet.
Yeah, I mean he's almost back.
Yeah.
So Grant, don't. There's no point in checking like this because one, you don't have a Lucio. too. They have a Lucio, so you have to spend all this time rotating back. You won't be able to bubble something. Say if Doom dives with the Devo on your Ash Mercy, it could be bad. You're taking a lot of time. They're being a little slow with it, but they
But
see
now I
it.
get pushed. I'm pretty sure. No, actually, not yet.
Scooter, not in all situations, but when you see them walking main, you drop a point. Like on Horizon, not necessarily, but like in this map, yeah.
I think I can't really remember my logic here. I feel like I might have waited for Grant, but I just decided like once I saw him and I can get to payload, I was like, okay, this is probably like at least semi-safe.
I'm pretty sure you were just from like the looks of it, and me being a Ryan player. I'm pretty sure you were just playing passive, which honestly I do a lot too. But you have to know when you need to like contest certain areas.
Yeah,
and you guys did. You were just a little bit late, and you won the fight anyway. But it could have gone south if they weren't split like that. You saw them down main; they were like completely split. If they were a unit right there and they got on the point, you definitely would have lost the fight, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. No, there's no doubt. Right, because them like all together as a brawl, it's just really.
It's better than your brawl, right?
Exactly.
So at this point, they're taking this fight. Since they took this fight, you probably would have just killed her right there. Wasted time from rotating because you don't have a Lucio. But they are taking the fight. Well, they probably won't win this. More in a fade. Called it out.
Yeah, but
You're down Mercy. You guys are winning the fight though.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're gonna have almost every single ult.
And yeah, that's it. That's where we lose.
Well, not only that, the Zarya dies at the beginning. I remember that.
Grant died.
Grant pushed the top right, and then he died, and then they rolled like right after.
Me and Killua got pushed by Doom, and I got Bob like 1 second before.
Like, Grant goes out.
Oh, this is why, fucking Grant, man. This is why you don't do this. Like I said, you don't have a Lucio. You're by yourself. You have zero idea, unless Doom is telling them, which was he wasn't there to tell them. You have zero idea where they're gonna rotate. They're obviously gonna rotate as a team because it's a tournament. So they're gonna be all together. You don't have a Lucio. They have a Lucio. You're like that's not the play. That's yeah.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
I think he needed charge, but then he didn't realize that, you know.
So this is a huge
big shatter.
Big shatter.
It's
Nano
not.
comes out here. It should. Yep. They used B. Their Doom is already on your Ash.
Gonna just go south here, because
you drop here, but you kind of have to. Their Doom pops because you don't have a bubble to save anyone, and they just roll over this. So yeah, that's the biggest takeaways I see so far from this match is like be conscious of what you're running, and you just have to think how can you die in this. If you push up to check, can you die doing it? That's a big question. Do you have any ways to get out? That's the biggest thing I see positioning wise. You guys aren't you're not that's the biggest thing I see is you guys aren't taking into account what the team is running and what you guys are running, all the way from the dive and not scouting, not being going in together, all the way from feeding unintentionally.
Yeah, but the feeding only happened like actually it did happen a few more times than it should have, to be honest.
It's just whether or not the other team capitalizes on it. Because if you're I don't know what their comms are. If they notice that Grant checks this every fight reset, as a team, they would push him like that if they know that he's gonna check it every time. It depends on what the other team is, how good they are. They're like mechanically wise, I don't think they're the greatest. Their SR shows as a team, they're definitely coordinated.
One of the reasons why people overextend like that is for ult charge. Like I think it's funny, but yeah, for ult charge. And so like if you think about it, the enemy has to come to you, so like there's no reason for you to push, right?
Yeah.
People always get picked like that, and you don't really need to get that ult charge. Like you're gonna get.
Considering you were 30% to grab, it's not
like super vital or anything.
Yeah.
If you were 99 and they had like nano
and they were pushing,
solo,
yeah,
that's like a completely different story. But
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
This game is situational, and you like have to be aware of the situation. That's ults, that's composition, that's like so many things.
You just have to realize the potential consequences of it, because every action has a consequence. Every action has a reaction, potential reaction. You have to be aware of that. Things you can guess, like you can take space here because they're not gonna drop on you unless they're crazy. They
You
actually
really don't
might.
want to guess. You want to do stuff that like you're gonna get value out of, and
Yeah.
if you don't, then you don't want to do it, right?
You can make educated guesses though,
Yeah, true.
as a team, but and then at that point, a good example is Bumper. He does what people think he won't do. That's how he got a lot of value. So if you know a player is doing some crazy shit, you keep track of that. If not, then they won't do that, and you can do what you need to do. So yeah, you can take space here because you know they won't drop on you, unless they were a super aggro team. Then you wouldn't push up so far. You'd wait till you were all in position. They're giving you space here, which is
I think, yeah, I wanted to push, but I remember like
you push this. You push this.
I don't
You
think I do.
have at this point
I
what
don't
you
think
would
I
do
do.
with this dynamite, and especially with this anti, you push this with a bob, or
Yeah.
you push it with a bob and you take space with the bob. You save Valk for next fight. Missed opportunity.
Killua, you honestly should not be on Mercy. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I wanted to switch like right after right after we lost first point.
Mhm.
But then I was like, but we still have Ash, so I have to like damage booster. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if
That-
Ash is the pick either. Like,
Yeah.
At this point,
you would want a Mei and like a Lucio, I think.
Maze banned.
It was
Maze banned. Wouldn't
May
it be
McCree is banned. So
wouldn't
Sigma, isn't
Reaper
it
Lucio?
Sigma,
Sigma's gone,
McCree,
yeah.
May, Lucio, or Sigma, McCree, May, Brig banned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I know Pidkai plays like a really nasty like hit scan heroes like Tracer and Widow. Like I'm not
Uh-huh.
familiar with like the rest of his hero pool.
I would
but, like,
run
those other heroes in this situation are really strong.
your most comfortable hero would be Tracer
And
against this
Tracer
comp.
counters Doom
I'm not.
pretty hard.
I'm saying like those heroes that aren't comfortable are like pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like cheesy heroes. You know?
I thought about
Stuff that isn't
Tracer,
all
but I
just
had
game.
Bob, and that's why I didn't swap.
So yeah, what you would do here is you take the opportunity. So you want to switch. So you have to look for the opportunity to use your Bob. You don't waste it. You just look for the first opportunity. You throw in Bob. You let your team. You want to know Bob. You want to use Bob. So be ready to push in with the Bob, and you would have probably most likely have won this fight here with them all three burning with the anti on the Doom with the Bob. Bob probably would have picked off Doom if you got lucky with the targeting.
think
Yeah,
Bob
I was
alone.
scared to peek forward on that platform because they had the Doom.
No, but you knew he was down there, and you knew he was burning. I assume.
Yeah, let's watch. We know that they have Grav and let's see if he has combo.
I feel like
And
So
then we
yeah,
kept getting call for Doom flank, so then we were like playing like really passive. At least me
Yeah,
and Rue were.
so
I can't.
if you're calling for the
making-
Doom flank, you don't have to play passive. You just have to be conscious. You'll take a shots here. You'll check him and just go back and forth, back and forth.
We were like kind of split
Maybe
here. Half of us were
maybe
up.
try to listen for audio cues. Harder. It's easier said than done. Hopefully someone called out this Reaper flanking. He's probably going to teleport behind you, or fight the front line. So
And the
this
Grav.
Doom is in here. This Doom, you
He's
should
I,
die.
I, I get him right here. I get him right
You
here.
get him? Okay, good.
We
So
lose
the Reaper's ulting. You should move forward, shield Grant, which you don't. You know he used Shadow recently. You should have been. You don't have. They don't have a sleep. They don't have anything that can really punish you for turning your back to them. You should have shielded him.
You wouldn't even turn your back to him.
Yeah, Grant should have
Walked behind you a little bit
walked
more.
behind
but
you. Yeah.
both of you could have improved that a little bit. I think that was just like.
So at this point, you guys are down Zarya, Anna, but you're in Valk. So you win this fight. I'm not sure if you need the Doom ult, but it's all right. So
Wait,
at this
Grant use
point,
Grav? Sorry, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we use Grav.
Uses
Got
Grav
eaten.
here? You got eaten. Okay, that's what.
Yeah. I was just about to mention it.
I was
Yeah.
curious because
yeah, to get in. Okay, so Grant, you need to, he's kind of just underestimating the team.
All right, he could have just made a mistake. To be honest,
Yeah.
you guys like sweating pretty hard at this point. Like,
Are you?
I just this
We're
is
just
like pretty.
confused more than anything, because so like the way we were
I
playing,
remember watching the stream and the comms were pretty.
it was like we were half paying attention because half of the time we were having like a discussion on what to actually pick, and then
Yeah,
the other
right,
half was
so-
like focused on the game.
You
So-
really don't want to do that. You want to like focus on everything in the heat of, like what's happening. You want to focus on it. If something happens,
But I want
you
Indian.
move on
I
unless
want
it's gonna
Indian,
like
though.
keep occurring. If that
You
makes sense.
guys need another thing that will help you and prevent this is developing defaults. And when by defaults, I mean default comps. Which is usually revolved around meta picks, or in this, you'd have to realize what's meta based on the hero pool.
That's something that
So-
like
What is your problem?
Like we didn't scrim at all, did we?
That's what I.
Well,
That's
kind
what
of.
when I was on my team, like 90% of the time we had a default comp for every
Mhm.
single map. Some things were different than others because it worked better than what the average thing was on that map, et cetera, et cetera. So if you figured out a default for this, and then you figured
you
out,
swap
okay,
it
so
out
the
in there,
default,
it's like-
if the default's not working, so say the safest default here in this pool is probably for Nimbani. I'd probably say Ana Lucio,
Mhm.
Tracer Doom, Tracer Reaper,
Fine
double
Divas.
Ryan Diva or Winston Diva
Mhm.
or Ball Diva because of no brig.
Mhm.
Is the diva just to eat cooldowns and to
The Diva is
contest
to eat
Hydra?
cooldowns and contest heroes. Yes. The
Okay.
Diva would be also your main peeler because you don't have brig and you don't have Sigma and you
Right.
don't have McCree. So Diva would be your main peeler. The Doom's jumping on your backline. Diva peels, eats in front of him so he can't shoot. Probably dies in the process. Reaper's coming through, flanking again. You peel for him. Pressure here. You eat for your Rhine so you can get guaranteed heals, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I think we can develop sort of just like comps we're gonna put in because usually like
It'll
sort of
it'll
de facto-
absolutely it'll eliminate all of this. What's happening here?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah, we were just
think
like
just-
discussing at the same time. It
I
was
think
not
once we
good.
just have like a list of things, we'll be set. Like
Yeah, because the third game, I remember Spooter, you were like, "This is the problem." So then we just stuck to a comp, and then we were actually like focused on the game. That was like the third match or whatever.
Yo, Killua, do you know how to super jump?
Yeah, I just don't do it because I don't play Mercy that much,
Yeah.
but I should get in the
Against
habit.
Doomfist, you should be doing that constantly.
Yeah, Lucio, you
Yeah.
probably would have lived here.
I mean, yeah, playing Lucio is the first thing, but if you're playing Mercy
Yeah.
against Doomfist, you need to be super jumping.
So you hit a gigantic shatter here, but you're low. You don't have nano up. You're 8%. You're probably gonna die to
got
this.
DM'd as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
or he would have died on
You're
the
gonna
last shot right
die.
there.
Yep. You're coming in to help him.
oh no.
It's a bit of an overextend. You don't have nano up. You should have played for that. You nano the Zarya because it's pretty close to last fight. Can't really get much value out of it though.
I was trying so hard to get Bob here, dude.
And then
This
that looks
was
like it.
your guys' like worst map. Would you say?
Gibraltar was our worst, I think.
It got
Well, it's
way,
okay,
it got
press it.
worse after.
Can I assume that Gibraltar is the same thing? Not going in, not respecting the team comp. Can I assume that?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I feel like it just kind of went off a cliff sort of
Well,
when we got to Gibraltar.
Dude, honestly, you guys just made this. I already
Alright,
know.
so
It's
how
like
much,
Gibraltar
where are we
and
going?
Bonnie are similar.
I'm gonna take a piss real quick.
Okay, what the heck? Gibraltar and Bonnie have like similar map. How do you say that word? Geographics or whatever. So,
Yeah.
Well, you guys
freaking-
played. Wait,
I-
this is my game.
No.
huh?
No.
I think you just made the same general dive mistakes. Probably, but, yeah, I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, Numbani. No, Oasis we played.
Oasis
I think
we won,
we
but
played better, but there were still sort of like issues. There were
Did
still
you play
clearly
bad
issues.
on Oasis?
So yeah,
Yeah.
I think
This
in
one I
Emerald
was.
Pool. So now here's the thing: going into the semifinals, there's no pools.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Did I
You're
miss
done
done.
with the,
anything?
you're done with the pools.
No, not really.
So
Did you
on a
play?
map like Gibraltar, in this meta, what people will probably run on defense will probably Orisa Sigma, shit like that. I think a default for this map is Winston. If they don't have Brig,
Mhm.
Winston Ball. If they have Brig, Winston Diva.
Why the switch?
Because with the Diva isn't about doing damage and mispositioning people as much as Ball is. Ball is definitely a what's the word?
Like a displacer, I guess.
Disruptor, a displacement hero. As a Brig is very good at uh, microing Ball and managing him. I think with the Diva, you don't have to. You can completely disregard Brig as a hero. You don't have to even worry about her. You can help
Ball
your
has
team
to
better.
roll through.
As Ball has to roll through, he has to watch for bashes. He has to manage the Brig. I think it's a lot easier with the Diva into Brig. Without the Brig, Ball doesn't have to worry about armor. He doesn't have to worry about the extra stun. You can help. There's less. You can help a lot more. You can go in together easily. Diva just helps. Ball is more aggressive. Diva is more sustained dive. If that makes sense.
You're right. Okay, so I think what this really means is I think we should, after
On
we're
these
done.
maps, I definitely think you play some sort of dive, especially in this hero pool. Especially in this hero pool. I think if you just played a clean dive, you would have 3-0'd this team easily.
Yeah, we were really having trouble with that. I think I switched.
I don't.
Winston.
I don't. In my honest opinion, I don't think it's their team besting you at all. I just think you kind of beat yourself, if that makes sense. I don't think they did anything. Like they look like a diamond team to me. That's all I can say. They don't do any combos. They don't do anything super like mechanically impressive. They don't do anything textbook wise, you know what I mean? I just think you
Right.
guys kind of beat yourself here and you just kind of something was wrong. Because if you just ran a clean dive, that's an easy 3-0.
I feel like we got tilted and kind of lost the second we like fucked up that first point attack on your
yeah,
body.
like it definitely felt
That
like
offset us.
the
So,
morale was low
you
off
definitely
start, and I was just like, dang.
So you definitely understand that is an issue,
Yeah,
mentality. So you get that under
definitely.
control.
Like
Um,
we can't just crack like after one like setback. It's
who was
not
that?
good.
Was that Grant?
Yeah.
Grant,
Fucking
Green.
hell, dude.
Grant, stop feeding.
Okay.
Seriously.
Grant made like two feeding mistakes, I think.
Yeah, it was.
I know, but they were pretty costly.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
Hey, we recorded the first match for you guys.
You're
so you
all
can, like,
making a
watch
shit
it.
ton of mistakes. Though, like,
It was definitely it's a team thing. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
telling them I don't think this team is better than you guys. I just think you guys beat yourself. So mentality moving forward into your next match, keep your mentality in check. Have
Yeah.
someone onto that. Just if you lose your mental, you probably lose the game. So you're running out here with Ripper Doom because at this point if I remember correctly, you played this because of what they played last round.
Mhm.
This looks like a pretty big default to me. Like they've practiced and they know that Gibraltar, they're gonna play this on defense.
Mhm.
So
think-
teams will do that. So you have to again make your own defaults and switch accordingly.
I think I made the
So-
call for us to sit on payload so that we could just force the fight because
Mhm.
they're not
It's a
gonna
good call.
contest.
If it's a good call, they're pretty pushed forward. If you had taken the space here, you have Lucio now, which is good. You want to make sure this Ash will pick off anyone if you don't escort them back. So these people back here might have a hard time pushing in.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think
Which
that's
they
what
don't. Diva, they rotate back. Diva probably should have checked this a bit. Now they're gonna meet you here.
Yeah, definitely, and they do.
So they have this is a terrible turret.
I think that won them the fight because we didn't kill it at all.
Really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Oh, no.
our we
It's like
didn't
no one,
prioritize that turret at
like
all.
no one does that, so we didn't like expect it. I don't know. It's weird.
We just
So-
You didn't really have anyone to other than Chief.
And I guess I
Or
could
you,
do
I
it.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I should be doing that.
I mean, yeah, that was like one of the reasons. A lot of our engages were really just like, how do I say, annoyingly tough, because we would have, you know, the engage and we made it all there, right? Which
Mhm.
sometimes was the problem in it of itself, especially once we
Mhm.
got through this door. Then just getting there was sometimes hard because we'd get picked or whatever it might be.
So here they like dynamited with the boost, and I think
I see.
we engaged. I don't think we should have engaged at this
I
second.
think what you
but I
should
don't
have done here, if you had saved, because I saw Chief use Nano on this wall, which is a good thing, but you their shield's down, their Arista isn't shielding.
Mhm.
A Nano here and you win the fight. You push in with the fight regardless of burn. You guys have to back up because you're all burning. You should have taken this. They're all together as a group. You should have taken this.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was the call. Spoons made the call. I said shields are down.
Mhm.
I heard
You
that.
should, as soon as the
And
shield's down like this and they're all together, you have to make a play on that.
Yeah, I put speed here, I think. And
So
then
at this point,
punched.
Ruru's in. You guys are still kind of this Ryan should die. Ruru is distracting their whole team. This Ryan should die.
Yeah, the Ryan should definitely go.
And then
He's
this
anti as
turret
well.
just kind of gets me it gets us all pretty low. And then the Ash just gets free reign.
Yeah, so
You
it's
guys are playing slow now. You're scared.
I mean, I'm just saying their DPS picks are not. I was gonna say this at the beginning because I didn't know if you guys were gonna swap or not, but I don't know if you're about to swap your DPS here. But like both of those picks are just not optimal. Just saying.
so
Because at this
can you
point,
pause it? Can you pause it
Yeah.
real quick? So about that lineup wise, I think our comp here, if we just rushed and like we kept going and not being scared, we would have ran them over. But I think what we did is we copied their comp. Like we copied the Torb Ash for some
Yeah.
reason, second point. And
um,
like obviously like they practice that, like that's
yeah,
their
you're
default.
getting it's
So
mental.
we shouldn't like copy their thing. That's
That's all
what I
mental
feel like.
stuff. And then
Yeah.
again, you guys are copying their Reaper Doom, Diva Ryan because you guys lost to it. At this point, what I think you should have done, if you're gonna play the Diva, you need to manage the Ash first and foremost. That like the Ash should never have a dynamite set off ever if you're gonna play Diva.
Mhm.
If you're not gonna play Diva, regardless, Diva or not, with the speed boost and this comp, you guys should have, as soon as their shields are down, you should have amped and just ran through them. There's no reason to stay on point here and wait while you're playing a brawl comp. Even more if you're gonna play Zarya. You just have to realize again, you guys are doing, your guys is like your comp playing as a comp. You guys are terrible at in this matchup. You guys are not doing that at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly because they're tilted and don't, like recover from it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, it was very hard for us to even make it through, to like just even get through this, because it was just like a million little angles, right? And we just never sort of dealt with any of them. Like the turret is there, then the Ash is somewhere else, and then you know you have this. So I back. I'm pretty sure.
So here, yeah, I think you and I were like we back here because they have Matrix.
Okay, so yeah, it's yeah, you can't do much because the camera's so fucking bugged. They use things, so what you should do here is you should back up.
Try
You have to
drop.
back up. You have to matrix him out against this window. This is a very fucked situation for you to be in. You back up into this corner. They used lamp. They used window.
I think he lives still though.
Yeah, no.
So you drop here. That's fine. That's also fine. That's also fine. At this point, You should be speed boosting, and you should be amping back through now. They're down their lamp. You should be nanoing Ryan in with the speed boost and
I
walking
feel like
forward.
this gets very awkward. Like how do I say? We split here because our
Oh, I got
defense in Mega.
picked. I got picked
Okay.
here.
Yeah, so our
Where were you
D.Va moves.
playing?
He was behind me. I'm pretty sure, wasn't he?
I was right behind Cart, and I think the Ash got an angle off on me.
Unlucky.
I was like right behind Spooter.
So now you're playing a 2v6 because you're rotating back, so you have to play slow. Surprised they weren't shooting you and pressuring you there.
See, like it's always.
So you have to, you now know that they have Shatter definitely. So the biggest thing for you to do now is to play mind games with the Rhine. I think a play here maybe is a speed boost through the shield.
Yeah, I'm just saying if you guys had okay, I see Slate on Widow now. Reaper actually wasn't a bad pick, but
No.
if you had Ruru on Hanzo, I think it would have been a lot more beneficial. You would have had a lot more shield damage because they have double shield, and you would have been able to kill their turret, which you couldn't have done before.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
90%
especially
is what
in
you
this
said.
situation, if you play double sniper, you would have playing double sniper. They have to focus you a lot, and we would have taken a lot of pressure off your tanks.
Mm.
And
I
at
think
that point,
90%
if
is
you play
just
double sniper, you get off D.Va, you go Zarya, you can put more pressure on the tanks. Hopefully, win the frontline tanks while you guys are playing like a 1v1 with each other.
But like in the heat of the moment here, Grant almost has bomb, and like he wasn't gonna swap.
Mhm.
So if
Are you gonna
like,
get a
stayed
lot of
Reaper,
at this point? Yeah, at this point, if I'm playing D.Va again into that, I'm not gonna even save bomb. They got 2 shields, they've got a res and a lamp. I
true.
wouldn't even
Shouldn't
bother.
Grant just go a second shield then, like and like
A
do the
second shield
opposite?
is Zarya, yeah. So you guys are taking the fight here.
think he uses bomb here.
Right now, you should have shattered. I hope you shatter here.
I don't
Yep.
think so.
Yes.
You were late though. You were late. As soon as Arissa here and Ruru punched off, you should have shattered. So just a bit slow. Probably would have won you the point, but it's alright. So Ruru gets the pick on him. He was full health. If I was him, I would have saved it to stop the res. Which you do actually. Actually impressive. I thought she would have waited. So yeah, you popped off here.
He's not even here.
He's gonna be watching the video, dog.
Ruru was farming.
Yeah, no. Once he got this rolling, and he did good on Widow once he switched to it,
Yeah.
which on
So
defense.
you win the fight here. Ruru popped off. They won't recontest. They want to, but they won't.
I wanted to push up here because we're sitting on payload, and I see this Ryan.
Holding this is here. Holding there is fine. That's a very tight. That's a. So now that's a pseudo choke. Holding someone there to pseudo. You know what a pseudo choke is?
It's like a kind of, not really.
Is holding anywhere. This is a pseudo choke. Pseudo. Like all of this kind of super small doorways, you can treat them as a choke. If they're this, you'll rarely ever do it here, but here and here, that's a pseudo choke. That's a pseudo choke. You hold close here. They can't get through the choke. This is a pseudo choke over here. Same with there, etc., etc. So Ruru is just a DPS difference at this point. That's scary. He got caught.
I
They'll
try to
push in
shield
though.
it.
They have both tank ults. They'll probably ult here.
I think he shatters me. No, not yet.
This is messy.
Yeah,
They
he's
have
dying here. Stuck.
You beat. He dies. That's good. You push in now. You take your space. You hold your space. They have to get up. Slate's popping off. You take more space now. Work the shield.
Here we
Go for your
were kind of
DPS.
split. Yeah.
So
See,
at this point,
I really wanted to push here because like that is
at this
probably
point, you don't have to push because like you don't have to push. You've already pretty much won the fight. You just take your space, hold your space for your DPS to clean up. You don't have to. You don't always have to push. You just have to realize what your comp's
We just had to live
capabilities
here
are.
and
Yeah.
like restabilize.
So now you have to get up because the Rhine is on the high ground.
right.
So
See,
here, can you pause real quick? So here, They're gonna be positioned here, and I think we take like 3 pushes or 4. Like this is where we like stall out.
This gets really bad. I
So
think this is where it
should
gets.
what we did was like two of us, like when we reset after this, we called like, shouldn't we try to like come up to the right side and take high ground from them? Is that what we should be trying to do as a team?
I mean, no, it's only the Reinhardt on the high ground.
No,
Do
like once
you
if they all went up
have?
there, I think.
All right,
Or
so
just keep going, you'll see. But,
did you switch comps at all?
I don't think so. I think we
If
got a
you're
Zara.
not gonna switch comps here,
Mhm.
then you take high ground. You come through here, you walk through here, you take this, make the Rhine drop. You take all of this space for your Widow, and she could play up here. They don't have anything to contest except the Ash, but if you're all here, she can't really do much. And then if you
Mhm.
play up here, this positioning is superior as Rhine. At this point, I'd still Diva's good here. Zarya, it's arguable if you're gonna do this. Maybe a Zarya is better because you just go straight brawl here. This is more superior positioning because they don't have these ways to retreat to. They have to play cart. They have to take the fight. Torb will have a very hard time finding any long range value. Um,
I think
Mhm.
so. Our sort of push to get to the high ground.
Because there's no
kind of-
point. You have the cart pushed past. There's no point to push it or fight here when you can take all of this free space instead of trying to,
Mhm.
like shoot yourself in the foot, having to deal with them playing this corner. If you play up here, they have 0 corners to play with unless they back out all the way over here, and then you take this cart space for free, and
Mhm.
you're positionally winning.
Okay.
So yes,
Yeah,
you should go high ground here, and you should go behind them and pressure them from the back.
yeah, you'll see like our rotations and how like slow and bad we were.
They have almost all their alts.
I think me and Grant come through mid and then take the stairs, but we didn't all decide. Okay, we're gonna go back to spawn, then take the stairs, and then go high ground.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it
then-
was called out. I just don't know if we heard or not because like so much was going on.
So you do take the stairs. You do go up top. You're probably gonna drop early. So you just wait them out. They're wasting like their team. I'm I can't believe they just did that. Really, you
use
like
2 ults.
That
Yeah.
was terrible.
they wasted 2 alts just because you were rotationing. You just waited out 10 seconds, 8 seconds. Um,
I died to
you don't
orb
have to
though.
pick this. You
'Cause I
died
was
to
trying to
orb
shield,
because you should have.
trying to shield Rue as he punched through. So maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. in
So
that case.
there, I think I saw it from Chief's perspective because he was coming from spawn. He couldn't see you because you guys went through stairs or whatever, and like I couldn't out heal it through bongo.
So yeah, make sure when you're rotation, if you're rotating somewhere, do it as a team. Do it as 6, unless you have a game plan set up to have a crossfire but at this point, you can't really do that. You can maybe put the on a high ground here and
Mhm.
look through here, but just take her with you. Put her up behind them. Look for the antis on the high ground, or you can
as
hide her
tanks,
here.
like, sorry, but as tanks, like Beachy just said, like before you make that rotation, just wait on. Like it's literally it.
Just make sure you're all on the same page. And then again, it's Ana-wise positioning. Either be with the team or be somewhere strategic. You could be with the team here, go around, follow them, or play here, hide for the rotation, and anti them in the back. But you guys aren't playing super aggressive to do that. So
Yeah. And here, like I should have been calling like
you
the
should have waited. You
rotations
should have
and,
waited
like,
here. They have the bongo. Just don't bother peeking it. Now you guys they're gonna push you because you're down. There's no reason for them to not take this.
Yeah.
And look, as you see, they're rotating as a team. Like these guys they're coordinated, but they're not good. Coordination goes a long way.
I think
So now you're fighting them on the high ground. This is scary for you. I'm surprised they didn't push you.
So
They Valk.
our
That was a big anti.
Yeah.
Was that on you guys? No, that's on them. They were all 1
Yeah.
HP right there. That's unlucky.
Yeah.
That's really unlucky.
So
mm,
they used Valk. You guys used Nano.
We
used
swapped
Torb
again.
bolt too.
You swap here?
I think we went off Widow. Reaper.
No, you want Reaper. That's all right. But
Was
at
it
this
unlucky
point,
or not playing off the ante properly?
it was unlucky. You guys, what you probably might have wanted to do, like this is a pseudo choke again. Going back, pseudo choke. They can hold you here very easily with ults, mind you, which they used. They used Valk and Core
Torvald
here.
right there. So
Right
they
there.
used
So
things-
you just want to. Again, they use two ults, and you're just not being. You're not. You need to know when to be patient and when to go in. At here, they use their ults. You just wait. You can give it. You have a time bank. You can just wait the 10 seconds. I don't know how long Valk is, mind you, but you can wait here, and then you can rotate in after they've used all of it. Because this team they waste. They waste a lot.
Yeah, but I think in
So
this situation we weren't even. Our
it
mindset
really
was
goes
broken.
yeah, this. So again, situation regardless, you guys need to. You're saying we were flustered and whatnot. That's a problem. You need
Yeah.
to keep your mentality in check. You need to keep cool. You need
Yeah,
to just
'cause right-
assess the situation.
Right there, we didn't see it as a they used two ults. We're up. We saw it as we just
We
lost.
saw like, oh, we fucked up.
We just
Yeah.
lost. We didn't see the
Again,
upside of that fight. We just said we lost.
Realize what you're doing before you do it. You're gonna
Yeah.
go high ground. They might ult you at this doorway, which is rare, but this team is different. They're different.
Mhm.
Just wait. Make sure they're on the same page. Everyone here. You're not in a rush. The fight is developing. You're not fully committed. You can take your time. You have a time bank. You can get like 3, 4, depending on how fast you are and how coordinated are. 3, 4 fights out of a minute and a half with Lucio.
Look at what we're doing right now, because I think we were like trying to set up or something, or I think we just didn't go high ground again.
I think he shatters into me. I think he drops now, or I think I have no shield.
Oh, here? I think I went back to go grab someone because Rue was switching, and then we started fighting.
Yeah,
when me
yeah,
and
you
Rue
are.
were back.
So again, you're not on the same page.
Yeah.
There's only 4 of you, yeah. So you
Yeah,
guys
I
are
was
already
like,
pushed
wait,
up.
I'm gonna go get Rue because he was like, oh, I should switch, and I was like, all right.
You're back now, though. It's all right.
Yeah.
But
This
you
is
still
very
used
much-
resources. You used a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Had a lot of ult charge.
Yeah.
We traded the shatter in that case.
I
That's
saw
the
that.
only.
Yep. You lost Sim. Sim here. I wouldn't play Sim here. I think.
That was probably my call. I was like, you can either pressure like at a more. So I think
You can
when
do.
we're doing like stable, when we're like stable and we have like decent mental, then I can like sort of like actually try to figure shit out. But
So
like when
that's
it
a
fucks up,
problem. Yeah, so that's a problem. Sim here. It's all right, but I wouldn't run it. You have better shield damage, but at the same time, you don't really need the shield damage. You have the Lucio. You could walk in. You're playing brawl. You can walk past them. Just make sure you don't LOS through the shields. You have to keep that in mind. So Anna has to go high ground. What
Yeah.
else?
I think
So
just like reps it.
instead of Sim here, I'd probably play like Hanzo. Or have switch out because Slate plays Hanzo more. Switch out the roles. Hanzo Reaper.
We were really focused on the Reaper, like for most of these matches, to be honest. We never even considered anything else. That was the problem.
We just kind of decided like.
I think your mental lost you this matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So like,
because I would have been definitely way more comfortable on Hanzo here.
Like calm stopped,
They're
and
ults,
like
dude.
it just exploded, basically imploded. It was bad.
So I mean, with that being said, there's not really much else to talk about. Really, you understand why you're losing fights, what you need to do to stop losing fights, how to play as a team, how to coordinate better, how to execute different comps better, to play to write down defaults. You understand all of this now, and it's literally the same thing over and over, losing you fights, not being together. Like I understand you guys aren't like a contenders team or like a tier 3 team, so you can't think on the fly to think about take high ground, come around them. But you look at a comp and you look at the weaknesses of the comp and you take that to your advantage. So you just think of how you can win with Like you play with a win condition. Brawl, your positioning superior. If you go
Yeah,
behind them, that's
I
a
was
win condition.
literally about to say that, Bucci. Like, I'm curious as to what your guys' win condition here was, because
Never
if you're just
talked
trying
about
to out damage their shields and run into them with Reaper and
Mhm.
Sim,
that was
because
it.
In
like
this
they're
con-
just, I
Yeah.
don't think you're gonna out damage them
With that condition,
with
you
their.
have to play the brawl, and you have to get into them. With that
That's
kind
what
of
I
win condition.
agree, dude. Because like between the Torb turret sitting in the back and like a damage boosted dynamiting Ash, it's just like it's so much because you guys are getting hit by those dynamites and they're
Yeah.
blockable. But I
And
mean,
that
even a very good Ash is gonna get dynamites over like 2 shields. Like it happens. And so
So
yeah,
then the Devo might have been the better pick there to just eat these cooldowns or to take this turret with like rockets and then.
but
Because
that
yeah.
if you rotate, I definitely think you win this fight in the first fight if you just rotate it up here because you get rid of both of their DPS's value.
Mhm.
if you
And
think
that-
about it, you could even like do like a crazy ass rotation through the ship and come behind them because it gives you an advantage. If you look where the card is, it's like on a slant and it's actually super fucking annoying.
Yeah,
So if you come from behind them, it's a little bit, but
it's pseudo high ground again because they have to rotate. They lose their corner to play on, so they lose their natural cover. They have to give up elevation. It's just a bunch of little things, which I can't really expect you to realize, but it's worth putting out.
Mm.
I think up until this point we just went in and fragged out and it got us far.
Yeah, I know, but now it's a reality check, and you realize that teams are really about this.
yeah.
And I mean, this team, like Gucci said, isn't even that good. They're just playing like a pretty fucking nasty comps on maps that they practiced, and they're really coordinated. So you guys have that natural chemistry to where like you should be coordinated right when you hop in the game with each other. But I mean, clearly we got some things to work on. Which I mean, you should be able in the next map to just be able to like fucking turn that switch on. You know what I mean? You just gotta look at do exactly what we're doing right now. So I mean.
So with that being said, I don't think we need to really go over that more because I'd just be wasting your time saying the same things over and over. So the big takeaways for me, communication. I'm gonna write all this down, but communication, mentality, leadership, IGL, awareness,
Win condition.
your alts and stuff. Another thing you could work on is combos. You know,
Problem
you guys
solving.
really just aren't like there's like a lot of stuff to list.
teamwork. Really.
I mean, if you really just like teamwork and coordination, all of these things will fall into place. If you just are like all calling the important and like things.
Combos fall into teamwork. Defaults fall into comp.
I think
Compositions.
we've done sort of things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I don't need to like keep saying the same thing. But like we've done the pull fire strike, the halter, like halt rock, all
You
that shit.
should, whenever like from an individual standpoint, if you're gonna play Orisa, you look for a combo with every single pull you do. You don't pull just to pull unless you're pulling someone out of position. You look for a combo
100%.
with every single ability. That's really high tier stuff. Because if you look at high Hilo games against, you see Orisa Sigma into Far Mercy, the Orisa Sigmas will pull Rock the Pharah out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that.
Not true.
You can use pull with Fire Strike here. You could use pull anti. You can use you know what I
Blossom.
mean. You could do Beyblade into this. Beyblade would be pretty strong. You drop on their DPS, shit like that. It's all very it's very in depth.
I feel like once we have the basics, like the
Mm-hmm.
kind of like what you said, it's
It
like
all
It's
it's
happens
gonna
by itself.
just kind of happen, right?
Yeah, like it really does seem like a lot, but like once you just like it starts with the communication, which then leads on to fucking you guys being much more coordinated, which leads to these plays happening, and it'll fall in place. Trust me, you gotta start there. You know what I mean?
I feel like we gotta play together more. Like,
I mean, you guys can see your teammates through walls. Like you're aware of your guys' positioning. Like,
yeah.
don't be